just to conserve my fertility, I think we're gonna stop it here. It's been good fun, but life's too short sometimes.
People ask me why I do these kind of strange, seemingly ridiculous things. I guess all I've got to say is why not? Sound like a fun adventure. So this is London, and it probably looks pretty familiar. And the plan was to run a route that I'd been wanting to do since I've heard about it. It's a little known route that circumnavigates a sprawl of London's buildings, connecting the many parks that make up the suburbs of Greater London. It's 126 kilometres, or 78 miles for those who are more imperially inclined, and it seemed like it might be an interesting time. This is the Capital Ring. And I had a rare opportunity, a rare weekend where I wasn't doing anything, and with some misplaced optimism, I decided to give it a go solo, and also unsupported. Some people might say I was unprepared, didn't really know the route, didn't really know where I'd get food, but I thought it was London, so there must be some 24-hour Tesco's along the way. I was wrong, but I did get some of the essentials. That's cocktail sausages, oatcakes, caffeine, crepes, and Snickers. So what could possibly go wrong? But anyway, let's time travel back to last Saturday.
Good morning. So we are at the ever so picturesque start of the run in Woolwich. Like normal, it's a beautiful day in London. Yeah, feeling okay. Body's feeling slightly tired, slightly rough. But the only thing to do now is start and yeah, let's see how it goes. Take on any challenge as it comes. Right, let's roll.
So, you start off in Woolwich, a place which you probably never heard of, and definitely probably don't need to go to. And you begin straight south, into the tunnels and under the river. Unfortunately, this is when problems started to arise. I realised my body wasn't feeling fresh, but I didn't expect it to start this badly.
So we're about 10k in. It's not going particularly well so far, but I am munching on some oatcakes. But yeah, once I got across the river, try getting downstairs. My hamstring cramped on the first step. So I was less than 500 metres in. And then quite soon after that, my Garmin decided to tell me that my performance was -5. Never seen it that low before. But got nothing better to do today, so just keep riding along, seeing how I feel. I don't feel any worse after 10 or so k, so I guess that's positive, but catch you soon.
So, if you're wondering how to follow this route, I was also using Aircanna GPX on my watch. But you can also follow these small little green signposts everywhere, and large massive green signs as well. You've probably never noticed these before, but you'll probably start noticing them now. The route is actually surprisingly well signposted, but there were some issues along the way, including blocked railways. And trust me, at this point, in this race, and in the pouring rain, I wasn't much impressed. But anyway, let's continue with the grind.
Yeah, so we're about 20k in. It's been raining for like the last hour, which is alright, it's not too bad. I'm feeling better, to be fair. Going with the motto to just keep on going. Like I said, I got nothing better to do today, so let's see how far I get to, and hopefully I'll get to the end.
So here you can probably tell that the energy was pretty low. But when you take time out of a busy life, and it's just a fun little solo adventure, why not continue? Even if you don't feel great, you can always see where you'll end up in the end. It's interesting, right? How one moment you feel terrible, the next moment you feel great. In a marathon, you kind of expect that you'll start feeling great and gradually get worse and worse and worse throughout the race. But in an ultra marathon, it's kind of like peaks and troughs. One moment you'll feel great, one moment you feel terrible. But if you continue waiting, you'll end up feeling great again. My catchphrase is, ride out the lows to reach the highs.
There we go. So there we go. 30k in, feeling a lot better now. Going to be sipping on my Red Bull, as caffeine is kind of going to be my friend today. I'm planning to drink like maybe 100 milligrams every 3 hours or so. But yeah, it's going well. I feel like body's slowly getting into it. Doesn't feel hugely smooth so far, but that's kind of the best I can hope for, all considering the start. Yeah, the weather's improved. So it feels like I haven't made a huge amount of progress, Must admit 30k in, I'm still in the depths of South London, but yeah, we'll just keep grinding along, just keep pushing.
Remember, after the highs, you'll also hit the lows. But at least we then hit Richmond Park, where we met its famous residents, and you've got to give it to Richmond Park. To think that this is almost in the middle of London, but it almost feels like the countryside at the same time, including 2 massive lakes. But anyway, let's stop fantasizing about the lakes and check in at 50 kilometres.
So here we are, 50 kilometres in. Well, a bit over 50. Yeah, it's not great. But I'm still running, which is good. I'm still moving. Got a long way to go in Richmond Park. Still south of the river, but hopefully once I cross it, that'll be a bit of a motivation. It's kind of halfway. Yeah, I've had easier runs, but all I can do, like I said before, is if I can't run, just walk. But just keep on moving forwards.
And no surprise here, it's still feeling pretty rough at 50 kilometres. But once you hit the river, you're halfway. That's a little win. That's the only thing going through my mind at the time. Yeah, it really wasn't as climactic as I would have hoped. But what can you do? It is the UK, and it is the Thames. But from there, it's a short run to 60 kilometres.
Oh, whoa. So we're about 60k in now. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Well, my body feels terrible, but mentally I'm feeling good. Yeah, I think I can do this. I've just got to keep on grinding on. If I need to walk, I need to walk. Food-wise, all good. Hydration, running really low. Caffeine, I need caffeine. It's starting to get a little bit darker now, so it feels like you just got to get into it, get the mindset, and keep on pushing. Yeah, feeling good. See you in the next one.
Yeah, I sounded pretty positive here, but that did not last long. Even though I was mentally in the right place, my body soon disagreed.
Hello. Had a moment of feeling really good there for about 10 minutes. Now it's feeling pretty rough again. Hopefully meeting that friend very, very soon. And then we'll probably walk a little bit. Give me time to recover. As it gets dark and then, the grind starts again. Just keep on going. It's not raining.
Now, let me run you through the problem. So I'm running. There's a fair amount of rubbing. So we use this beautiful gift from God, Vaseline. So how do I put this? The other day I'd felt some chafing and the Vaseline was kind of working, but not perfectly. But then it suddenly got worse. And yes, it was in a rather sensitive place. So I then met up with my mate Johnny, but every step was excruciating. Some pain is worth pushing through. It almost feels right to. But the pain caused by chafing definitely isn't.
That's you, Johnny.
Hey!
Well, we're at 75 kilometres. Just to conserve my fertility, I think we're gonna stop it here. It's been good fun, but life's too short sometimes.
At 75 kilometres, I pulled out and went to the pub. Yeah, so there we have it. I failed. Usually I don't like to, but in this case, I have no regrets. It was the right decision to protect the sanctity of my inner thigh. I may have failed, but looking back still makes me smile. Had a great time, ran a fairly long way, and have great memories as well. There are no regrets. And sometimes you don't succeed, but that's okay. You did a hard thing, at least you learned something. Firstly, I learned that muscle pain is one thing, and doesn't necessarily end a race, but chafing does. Secondly, just because you feel bad at the beginning, doesn't mean that you won't feel better later on. And finally, there's something truly adventurous when you do something strange and crazy outside of a normal race. To close off the video, I may have failed, but don't worry, Capital Ring, I'll be back. See you soon, and have a good one.